As you're talking about ways the earth is divided, two things that you might have brought up is the equator and the prime meridian. Now, the equator is 0 degrees latitude, and that is very important to know. It's 0 degrees latitude, and it divides the earth into the northern and the southern hemispheres. So just to make sure we're all on the same page, the northern hemisphere is up here and the southern hemisphere is down here. Your equator is a line that's going straight across the earth. Now notice, is the equator drawn in a line that points north to south? No, the line goes side to side, but it divides the earth into the northern and the southern hemisphere. Your prime meridian is 0 degrees longitude. So 0 degrees longitude, and that it goes the other way. So it's going up and down. This is the prime meridian, and it's going to divide it into your eastern and your western hemispheres. Now, something that I do to help me write notes faster is I do an abbreviation for latitude, that's LAT, an abbreviation for longitude, that's LONG. So you can use that if I'm going a little bit too fast, so that way you can keep up. Because as you get further in your college classes, you got to learn to keep up with the professor. So, equator, 0 degrees latitude, you do need to know that part, that's very important. Divides into northern, southern hemisphere. Prime meridian, 0 degrees longitude. Make sure again that you do know that. And it divides the earth into the eastern and the western hemisphere. Now, if you're also having trouble remembering your compass, you have north and south, and you have west and east. I always remember west and east because it goes wee all the way around the world. So it says the word we. So I'll clear the screen, and then we will move on. Now, I want you to imagine that you are this little dinosaur that's standing on the equator. So if you're standing on the equator and you want to walk to one line of latitude to the next, then what direction do you go? Well, hopefully this is kind of clear to see, but if I'm the little T-Rex and I want to walk to this line of latitude to the next, I'm going to go up and I'm going to go down. AKA, I'm going to travel north and I'm going to travel south. So again, if I go this latitude line to the next one, then I'm going to walk north or to get to the next one, or I could go down and I could go south. So latitude lines are going east to west, but you travel between them by going north or south. Okay, let's look at another dinosaur. Now I'm a dinosaur standing on a line of longitude. If I want to get to the next line of longitude, what direction do I walk? So I'm going to walk from side to side. So if I want to go from this line of longitude to the next one, I am moving west. If I want to go this one, I am moving east. You could think of the same thing as if I draw a line of longitude. How am I going to move my pencil to draw my next line of longitude? Well, I'm going to move east or west to get to the next one. Why am I telling you this, and why do I have these cute little pictures of dinosaurs? Well, because the definition of latitude and longitude often confuses people. So I want to make sure that we have some understanding of it. Latitude is distance north or south of the equator. It does not say it is drawn north and south. It is distance north and south of the equator. So again, if I have the earth and I draw a line of latitude, then it's going to tell me how far north or south of the equator I am. This is my equator. So to draw my next line of latitude, I move north and draw a new line. Or I move south and draw a new line. That's latitude. People get this mixed up because the definition they think is telling them how to draw it. It's not telling you how to draw it, it's telling you the direction you would move in order to get to the next line, just like the little dinosaur. So on your test day, when it's asking you questions about this, because it will, you can imagine a little T-Rex walking from one line of latitude to another. What direction does he travel in? Longitude is distance east or west of the prime meridian. So if I draw Earth and prime meridian, in order to draw a new line of longitude, I'm going to move west, or I'm going to move east and draw a new line. It's not telling you the direction it's being drawn. It's not saying the line goes east to west. It's telling you that you move east to west before you draw a new line. So I move east, draw a new line. I move west, draw a new line. For latitude, I move north, draw a new line. I move south, draw a new line. If this is confusing you, then take a minute whenever you get home and actually really think this through. Go back to the dinosaur slides and think about how this definition pairs with it. But it's, again, telling you how far north or west, south of the equator you are versus east or west of the prime meridian. So you could also remember that. If you know the prime meridian is longitude, then you know that it goes the same direction. And if you know equator is like this and that's latitude, that's the way latitude goes. So whatever helps you. So let's move right along. Hopefully that did not confuse you too much. If so, always feel free to email me. So you can think longitude is long. It's a long way from pole to pole. So the line that's going to go, like your line of longitude, like your prime meridian, it goes from the North Pole to the South Pole. So it's a long way to go all the way from the North Pole to the South Pole. Longitude. Latitude, you can think about a ladder. So you are climbing up the ladder, going side to side. So those are your little lines of latitude. Some people think latitude, fatitude. So you could imagine if you were like the earth being, let's see, here's the earth, here's the head. Okay, there's the earth. Yay, happy earth. Okay, so latitude, fatitude. You could think latitude goes this way, so he is fatter around the sides. And you can, that goes back to astronomy because of the rotation, it bulges out at the sides. So latitude, fatitude, you got your ladder, or you could think longitude, long way from pole to pole. When we put them together, we use them as a grid. So let's look at point 1 right here. Okay, if I want to find out where point 1 is, the latitude number is going to be 30. Why? Because latitude goes this way, so if I travel that way, I hit 30. My longitude number, longitude goes up and down, so I'm looking at 120. Okay, now we are done with latitude and longitude. Topographic maps. Now, when you look at this, the first 3 letters of topographic map is top. So a topographic map is showing you the elevation of the land, aka the top view of the land. So the top view. If you ever want to go hiking or backpacking, rock climbing, stuff like that, then topographic maps are going to be very important for you to use. So it's showing you how steep it is, because if you're looking for an area you could go rock climb, then you need to find a really steep area of land. You don't need to just know where things are, you need to know how steep the land is surrounding it. And the way that topographic maps show you this is by using contour lines. Now, ladies, you probably are a little familiar with contour lines. If you are contouring your face with makeup, then you're doing that to give your face dimension. You're creating shadows and stuff like that. And that's kind of what contour lines are doing here. So contour lines, you have them drawn all over this little map over to the side. And they're showing you a set distance between 2 places. So if I have, I'm going to draw my own little contour line. There's one, and there's one. Well, the key of my map, if it tells me that between each line is 50 feet, then that's what's going to show me how far up or how far down this land is. So that means there's 50 feet difference in elevation from this line to the next. So topographic maps show land elevation, and they use this by drawing contour lines. I'm going to move on. As long as you have that it uses contour lines, then you got everything you needed off of this slide. So if contour lines are close together, the land is steep. If contour lines are far apart, the land is flat. So close contour lines equals steep, far contour lines equals flat. All you need to write is. So if you're hiking up a mountain, and let's say I'll just use the word lazy. Say you're wanting to be lazy, and you don't want to actually do a rock climbing adventure. You just want to get to the top of the mountain so you can get yourself a pretty Instagram picture of the view. Then you're going to want to look at your topographic map and find the area where all of the contour lines are spaced really far apart, because that's going to tell you that you have a nice gentle slope up. Now, if you are more adventurous and you actually want to do rock climbing, you would look on your topographic map and find areas where the lines are super close together, because that means you're actually going to have to literally climb yourself up to get to the top of the mountain for your Instagram picture. I don't have Instagram, I have Facebook because I'm cool like that. Okay, so let's move right along. Quiz time. So in just 1 second, we're going to pause the video and we are going to do a review quiz and see just how much stuff you remember from this.